right, it's going to connect. Just move that over here. And is the mic? Okay, mic's on there. Check YouTube. Says we're live. Excellent connection.
Excellent.
Excellent. Who used to say that? Was it Bill and Ted?
Bill and Ted.
I always think of that when it says that. And I did share this to the Facebook group, but
okay.
I don't know how many people are going to roll in here. But we can get started in a minute or two. Bone Jangler, Justin Jalo, Wiki Bobby,
wow.
Amanda, wow. There's peoples here.
Peoples.
The peoples are here.
The water's looking weird there. Is
Yeah.
that yours?
No, that's yours.
Okay.
Well, actually, there's a couple of waters here.
It's the one I put in, though. I
Yeah.
thought I put it in the ground
So
already.
we could probably move this over. Like
So
that,
yep.
maybe, in
Yep.
between us.
Mm-hmm.
So happy about Earl, says Amanda. Gary Smith is here. Neil House. Richard's here. Hey, guys. Yeah. We're, Matthew Dropko says, are you bringing the kitty on? Actually, he's right over here.
He has been in a state of repose.
Carefully scoot over so they can see him.
I don't know. Can you see him?
Can you
from
guys see him on the couch? There's Earl.
there? See, you don't. Let's not
Okay.
move around, okay?
Okay.
Just let him be. He's a black cat on a dark blue couch.
We're going to let him sleep. He's sleeping on the couch.
I'll wind up making lots of noise, so
He doesn't like loud noises.
nobody does.
No, not especially when they're trying to sleep.
Right. Respect it.
Yes.
But yeah,
Amanda says I could see him.
they could.
Yeah, they got to see him for a second.
Dude, if I just pick and stand up.
There you go.
About that.
There's little Earl curled up. He's just like a little puddle over here. Our little baby.
Little baby, big mess. What that was.
Yeah. All right. Well, shall we get started? There's a small group here joining us.
I think so. Well, hey everybody, welcome to another. Oof.
Cameras are there.
Oh, and, well, hey everybody.
I know. I keep wanting to look at the screen.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me clean these glasses off. Okay. me. Hey everybody, welcome to another dramatic episode. Well, should be of the Mummy and the Monkeys. What are we doing? Actually,
Living the Scream.
Living the Scream. I'm so discombobulated. Welcome to another episode of the Mummy and the Monkeys Living the Scream.
Yes, the behind the scenes of the Mummy and the Monkey. And I am Janet, the Mummy.
And I'm James. I play the monkey, Grimgory, on our Friday night horror hosted show.
And my voice is a little off today. I'm slightly boogery. I have a little bit of a cold, but I'm doing okay. And
I'm doing fine.
you're feeling a lot better now. We're both feeling a lot better now that Earl is here.
Boy.
Oh my goodness. So our podcast usually goes behind the scenes with our thrifting and reselling adventures, as well as our horror hosted stuff.
Yeah.
And we cover a lot of things that we're interested in on our YouTube channel here, the Mummy and the Monkey YouTube channel. But we're going to talk about a personal story.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Earl, our kitty cat, our crypt kitty.
Earl's ordeal.
About Earl's big adventure.
Yes.
And then we could get into the other stuff.
Because we've been very, very grateful for all the people that have reached out and consoled us through this whole thing.
Yeah.
Offered a lot of cool advice. Some of it was actually pretty helpful. It's just been crazy, and having the hope was the biggest part that we'd see him again. It's just been, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I said we got to download this because we explain a lot, but it might be easier just to do something like this.
Just to talk about it.
And anyone that's been following this, they could get more detail, and we'll give as much of the stories that we can that we think is good to go over. But where do we start? Well, hey, we've had Earl. We have 3 cats, right? We have 3 black cats.
We have 3 black cats: Earl, Jack, and Louie.
Right. Earl's the youngest.
Earl's the youngest at 6 years old. The other 2 boys, they're little old men. They're like around 12 years old. Mm-hmm. And Jack is, he likes to hide. He
rarely leaves his bed.
Yeah. I'll share pictures of Jack sometimes, but...
Yes, but he would never leave the house. He barely leaves any of the room he's in right now.
Yeah, he likes to hang out in his little designated safe space.
He's
and he
never
doesn't
an issue.
venture out past that. He doesn't even go on the stairs.
He
or
used to
anything.
in the past, but he's become very neurotic, and it might be because of Earl. I don't know.
I think Earl picks on him too.
But so we see, and Louis is very passive. He's a good. You can take him outside, and he'll stick around you. He won't. He might run off on you just to play catch me, but he doesn't run off for hours and then.
No, Louis is cool. He came from the outside world, and I adopted Louis about 10 years ago, and he just showed up literally at my door. My neighbor's daughter came over, and she's like, "Is this your kitty? I've been watching him for you." And she was like holding him and stuff. And I thought, well, he's probably a good kitty if this little kid's carrying him around and he's not scratching her.
Yes, and then fast forward to was it 2019? When Earl walked in our lives.
2018.
Was it 2018?
2018.
Our friend Chris Haylett came in with little baby Earl on her shoulder. She's a she fosters
she used
kittens.
to foster
Yeah.
kittens, and she does do a lot of cat rescue stuff.
Yeah. And she walked into the store that you had at the time, the Mummy Monkey's thrift crypt, and she walked in. I looked at it. I saw her walking in with the kitten, and you saw it, and I went no. And then, but that meant, I know what's going to happen here.
And I fell in love with Earl. He was like the size of my hand.
He was a little
He
kitten.
looked like a little fuzzy hamster.
He
fell asleep on my chest. I was holding him, and he was like falling asleep.
Right, and he was rescued from the streets of Akron. He was walking around Akron, Ohio, just right. They found him
all by
astray.
himself, and he was taking it, and Chris was bottle feeding him, and helping him go potty and everything. He was so tiny, and he was only 5 weeks old. And after that, I told him, I miss Earl. So then I messaged her later. I'm like, yeah, I think we want Earl. We want to adopt him.
So that's the origin story of Earl. So we adopted Earl from a kitten, and we brought him home, and we just doted over him. We made sure he was okay, and if we ever had to do anything, we would like lock him up in the bathroom just so he would be safe.
Because he was so tiny, so for a little while, we would have him locked in a room
so he couldn't wander off,
so he wouldn't get lost in the house because he was so little. So
he grew up to be a kind of a little terror, right?
Yeah, because he picks on Jack. He likes to run around and get into stuff, and he likes to play, and he'll scratch us up.
But for the past 6 years, everything's been okay. Our mom.
And he's been an indoor kitty. He hasn't really gone outside. And if in the past, if I would take him outside, he would be on a harness.
And he would just sit there, and he wouldn't
get
up. And
he would just sit in the grass, like, okay, here I am.
Yeah, this is not right. He didn't like the harness, so he didn't react well to the harness. He didn't want to get up from it. He wasn't having it. He did get out a few times. He did dart out. One time I remember I was through the front door. He would just kind of just like boom. He just bolt.
And then he would stop.
He stopped in the street. I'm like, why?
He would run out.
He doesn't know
and then he would get scared. Like, what am I doing?
I know personally on me, he got out on me like at least 2 times, if not maybe 3. But I would run right after him, call his name out, and he would just stop, and I would pick him up and bring him back in. But we always kind of thought he was a flight risk, so we just had to make sure that we watch the door. When we leave our house, we make sure that there's no cats by the doors hanging around.
Yeah, we usually check the doors when we're going in and out to make sure no kitties are running out when we're trying to go somewhere.
And my mom lives with us, and she has been for the past 4 years now, 5 years almost. And so she goes outside to smoke her cigarettes and stuff. So we're always want to make sure that there's no cats. It's a lot to wrangle. I mean, the other 2 we don't worry about, but Earl could be the one that would take that chance. And we think that's what happened. We left one morning to do something. We came back and we noticed that Earl wasn't around. He didn't come to greet us
because we came home around lunchtime.
This was Wednesday. This past Wednesday, the 11th.
That's when we noticed he was missing, because we're like, usually around lunchtime he'll hang around us wanting treats,
right, or food or something,
wanting food. He'll just sit with you.
And I think with pets and stuff, especially if you have multiple ones, or even one, or it doesn't matter, like you get used to their routine. It becomes a thing, and you almost kind of feel their presence. You know what I mean? Even when they're not in front of you,
they're there most. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're when it's a certain time, you're in a certain place. Certain things usually always happen.
Right.
And cats are very methodical with that. So are dogs, in a way.
And usually you're used to their routine. They know your routine.
Yeah, routine oriented.
Yeah.
So anyway, when we started figuring this out, we're tearing the house apart, making sure that he's not sleeping anywhere or meatloafing, like maybe he doesn't feel good, maybe he's hiding in the bait. Who knows? There's all kinds of places in the house to hide. And people will attest to that, you know, that they've had, some people said they haven't seen their cat for several days, and then they just pops out of nowhere.
Yeah, but that's not like Earl to do that.
Right.
So we looked all over the house and couldn't find him.
And we
then
just
that's
figured that
when we
maybe-
had that terrible sinking feeling, like, oh
And he
no,
slipped out. And
he got out.
And he was out long enough, too, that where we know he's not an outside cat, so maybe would he get confused? Would he even understand to stay home? How far would he keep running?
Yeah, like there
You
were
know?
so many unknowns, and the
Yeah.
weather was really getting colder.
Right.
We were getting snow later that night.
That was the worst part. It's
So
like,
we were so afraid for
Right.
him. We thought he was going to be like a catsicle out there.
yeah, we didn't know. You know, all those scenarios start going in your head. Like,
You know, we were fearing the worst.
there were, of course, because
Yeah.
we didn't think he had any experience, even though all cats probably have some sort of instinctual feral qualities. Hell, you know, he did bring a dead mouse up to the room one time. So
Yes, he did. He did bring us a dead mouse.
half-eaten mouse, and that's in their nature to want to hunt. They're hunters by nature. But
One time we woke up to a headless mouse by our
Yeah.
bedroom door. Like, here, guys, I got this for you.
So
Like, ew.
so
thanks,
right
Earl.
away, everything kicks in. Now this is during a time where I work from home. We both work from home, but I work full time for a place, so I'm supposed to be on the clock for, you know, certain time. But all that just shuts down. I mean, you can't function.
It was
you
hard
can't
to
think.
focus and
I
do
can't-
anything.
Yeah, I can't.
We were just trying to go find him.
Yeah.
We put flyers out. We
Well,
let our
yeah, so
neighbors know.
I did that thing. I went to my computer, made a, you know, wanted flyer, offered an award, got a bunch printed up. Mm-hmm. I mean, and my, you know, the nerves are kicking. This is all done under your brain swimming in every possible scenario, trying to understand what you could do, what you didn't do, why this happened, all of that. It was just incredibly emotional, and all of it. And
we were feeling so distraught. Like,
You know.
we couldn't focus on anything else. It was just, we got to find Earl.
You know, you got the blame game going on. It's like everything. It's just like it's too much at the same time.
Too many emotions.
Right.
Too many
And,
feelings.
You know, if it doesn't really matter how he got out. Like I said, this could have happened to any of us if we weren't paying attention for 1 second.
It was just an accident.
Yes.
And we just have to secure some doorways better in the
so
future
we're working on
to
that
prevent
now.
him from running out like that.
We are helicoptering him so badly now and doting like never before, making sure he's somewhere at any given time.
And
we know where he is.
He is microchipped, but the way the microchipping works for pets, it doesn't have like a tracking.
No.
It doesn't have a GPS.
No, and we looked
It
into all
just
that.
has, like, if someone turned him into like a vet
Slow.
or like an animal shelter,
Right, if they did.
they could scan the microchip to get our contact
Right,
information.
and you had to update that.
It's kind of like a dog tag.
Yeah, but it's inside of them.
It's
so,
the cat version of a dog tag.
But you're relying on, obviously, someone to find him and want to
But
bring him in.
he's so skittish and afraid of people
Right.
that he's not used to.
But the
And
messed up thing,
then to
even
try
us.
to catch him, he didn't recognize us from far away.
Because slow down a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
So
go ahead.
yeah, that was the other problem. It's not like we can call his name and he'll come running up to us. He was so overwhelmed, I'm sure, and we know he is because, like I said, he's a little different now, and we are definitely sure it's Earl. It's not like it's different because it's a different black
Right.
cat. Totally is Earl. But that was the thing. It's like, so it's not like we could just call him or anything because
Well, I was the crazy lady walking around the neighborhood going, Earl.
right. We
Earl."
tried that type of thing.
You know.
Now this all happened with this ordeal lasted from maybe the early morning of Wednesday, this past Wednesday, to Friday, and we'll get to all of that. So it was like a 2.5 day thing. But those 2 days, it snowed. On the first day, it snowed that evening a lot here. It snowed like maybe 4 inches.
4 inches of snow, I think.
Yeah, and it was freezing, like below
like 18 degrees.
Yeah, not below zero, but
overnight.
very cold.
18 degrees.
You know, and
for
you're
a little kitty cat that's never been outside before.
yeah, and we're out there for like, half hour looking. We're like, we can't stay out here that long.
Yeah,
It's too cold.
we were getting super cold out there. Like we couldn't be out there for long periods of time. We were just out there like a little, like you said, maybe a half hour at most.
So
because it was just too cold.
all of my brain power was trying to figure out how to, and figure out how to get him if there's any possibility. That included, like I said, printing up flyers that first day, taped them up some places. We dropped them off in mailboxes.
Posting them in local groups, letting our neighbors know.
Janet did that thing.
Asking neighbors if we could check their garage and shed, or under their porch to see if he ran under there.
What's crazy is,
I mean, it was we were trying to think of all the different places a cat could go hide.
But that's so many. I mean,
many,
and within a radius that we were hoping he would be in, because we were reading information like that cats usually don't really run too far off from where they start.
Yeah, after looking up info, and then a lot of friends and people sharing info, like saying to put his dirty litter out, to put food out for him, and after, so it was Friday night. Well, no.
Whoa.
So,
we got a lot to talk about.
So Thursday.
So
Thursday we thought we saw him.
Whoa. Wednesday. So
you tell it.
Yeah. So that night, one of our neighbors who also has animals, and she actually puts out like heating pads for the animals.
Well,
food.
Actually, after talking with people in the neighborhood,
this was the first night still.
Yeah, but overall, there's at least 3 people in our neighborhood that have animal shelters.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
And put food out, which is really nice to know.
So we talked to our neighbor who does this all the time, and she said when I was outside, she goes, "I think I saw your cat. I saw a black cat, because here's the other thing, that muddies the water, is that there are several black cats around the neighborhood that are strays, feral, or whatever. We've seen one with a black tail. It's a fuzzier black tail. It's a different.
Yeah, he's like fluffier. A fluffier cat.
There's that. So, so that kind of muddies the waters a little bit, but
because then when you hear of the neighbors saying, "Oh, I saw a black cat," you hope it's your black cat.
Of course, until you actually get a hold of it, you don't know. So anyway, our neighbor had said that she had seen this cat. It sat down, which he does that kind of a thing where he sits on all fours. But when she tried to call his name, he ran away. And I actually did catch the cat come around again. And as soon as I was like, 40, 50 feet from the cat, and it just took off, this black cat. I didn't know who it was. Couldn't get close enough to see at night. And so I went out.
There were a couple times where we saw a black cat, and I had the feeling it was probably Earl.
Well, you want it to be your cat, of course.
But he moved real quick, but I'm like, I think that's Earl.
So I went out that night and bought some flashlights, because we didn't have any really good flashlights, and we're walking around that night.
Around in the yard.
In our backyard.
Neighbor's yard, with the flashlight. They gave us permission to walk around and check their yard.
So that first night, mind spinning. But I didn't cave or anything yet. I was just trying my best to keep everything together, figure out how this is all still going to work, if you're going to be so mad at me forever because of this situation. I didn't know what was going to happen. Then the next day, I woke up at 6 a.m. We were talking about what we could do. We thought maybe some of those traps you can buy, those that trap like small animals.
The humane traps. So we got 2 traps, and we put food in the traps, and we thought, let's check them like every half hour. And we checked them throughout the night. We would look out the window, see if there were any animals in the trap. Mm-hmm. Because we thought, even if it's a raccoon, I don't want them to freeze in a trap. Mm. So whatever animal we would catch, we'd have to set them free.
This was crazy. So we devised a plan.
It was so crazy.
I went out to 2 different hardware stores, bought 2, because they only had 1 in each hardware store. These are like $80 traps. So I bought 2 of those. And then in one of the stores, I bought 2 different types of security cameras.
But you didn't even get the cameras hooked up.
I got one of them, but it was just like, it felt
like we'll probably just end up returning them.
Yeah. But we were trying everything we could.
We were thinking of like all these different things, like how could we get them, how could we spot them.
Right, and the caveat to the traps, like you said, we would have to wake up every half hour or so and check them.
Yeah, because it was so cold. If you catch an animal in one of those live traps, they have no way to keep warm in the elements, and they could freeze to death.
Right. We would have to check them to make sure it wasn't Earl or anything else.
So we were setting a timer, taking turns waking up every half hour throughout the night to go and check the traps.
But before all of that happened, this day felt like, for these 2 days, felt like forever.
It felt like 10 years.
It felt everything.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, every second just ticks by so slow, because you're trying to hold on to hope. You're grieving. You don't know if you're going to see this thing that you care about and love ever again is going to be
your sweet little fur baby.
You're trying to hold back all the little things you did with them, And I know this isn't a human being, but still, you bond with these things.
They're part of the family. They're little living creatures that For thousands of years, people have been best friends with dogs and
Coexisted with
cats.
them, yeah.
We've all coexisted together.
Yeah, this is probably the closest I'm going to come to having actual children. So, yeah, I care about them a lot. So anyway, but I was trying to stay focused and get all, and do everything we can do, because I felt like we were, working on a very, though I didn't want to let the window. We couldn't let it go. I mean, you're going to sit back and not let anything happen? I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean that's your relative.
So,
they're part of the family.
So,
you want to try to do everything you can to help them.
So there was a lot going on. So we thought we saw some sort of black cat, and the neighbor did too on Wednesday night. Go to Thursday, we bought traps. I bought surveillance equipment that I didn't get to hook up because there's an installation and the setup on those things are crazy.
Yeah.
You have to agree to all this crap and those things. And anyway,
he did come back,
apps.
Randall, and I'm seeing the comments. We'll read the comments in a little bit, guys.
So anyway,
he did come back. We're
maybe
just
I'll
telling the
encapsulate a little
story.
bit of stuff because I was thinking long form, but it's kind of exhausting me to even talk about all this again. I did wind up. So anyway, so you got more flyers printed up. You pass out a bunch of the flyers that we had.
because So Thursday rolls around, and I'm trying to give you a pep talk to try to just do some work, try to relax. So I played, Crazy Cat Lady. I went over to the next street over, giving out flyers.
Yep.
And, putting them in people's mailboxes. And then I got a couple phone calls.
Yeah.
And we got to search. We got permission to check another garage, another backyard.
Yeah.
And
there was a neighbor on the other side of the street, several, kind of far from where a cat should be. But you never know. We got to check out all things, because there's another person that puts food out for the
But
strays.
they were farther down.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, well, it's possible he could have ran down that way.
We couldn't say no to anything. She was so nice. She called us. We went over there twice in this,
to
within
see
an
if
hour.
we could find him.
Because she's like, as soon as you guys left, that cat came back, and I just want you to, if you want to come by, you can come by. If you want to set up a trap here, you can. I'm like, we were going to do that.
Yeah.
We're going to do that on Friday. We were going to go and set a trap up there. And do everything we could just to try. But it was one of those weird things where you have all this hope and all these ideas.
You go back and forth from having all this hope to then feeling sad.
There's just no way
and
we're
feeling
going to find
hopeless. It was in and out of that.
And all the other things you could worry about.
2 days he was missing.
The survival is the one thing, but then there are other people that could be bad to animals. Traffic, cars, you never know.
Other animals,
yeah.
A big dog or a
cat fight that doesn't.
I don't know if we have coyotes around here.
We don't.
But there's other animals that they could get into fights with. Maybe raccoons.
I saw a hawk laying on our neighbors.
Do hawks eat cats?
I don't know, but I was thinking, well, what if he's?
I know they do go after smaller animals, so
anything.
I don't know.
But that's where your mind goes with all this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then Thursday night, again, we're exhausted. We're, our minds won't stop spinning. The squirming and thinking all the time of what we could do. Mm-hmm. And that Thursday night, you said, "Come here. I think I see." We're looking. Thank God we have a big back window in our kitchen, and it faces the garage. And you thought you saw a black cat outside.
I saw him by the garage.
You saw him Wednesday night. Actually, you saw a tail underneath the ramp. The wheelchair ramp, and then the next Thursday night, you saw
him by the garage,
and you showed me there's this little cat sitting like Earl does.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's Earl,
and you're like, that's Earl, and as soon as you moved in the window, he took off.
He darted over to the neighbor's yard.
I got outside
because he doesn't. Cats, they'll if you're up close, they'll recognize you and they know your scent, but from far away, we're just strangers. They won't recognize you right away.
It's weird.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. We got to figure this out. We got to figure out how to get him, because if that's him, he's coming close to the house, and that's a good thing.
So we thought, okay, if he's still around on Thursday and it's cold, he must be finding shelter somewhere.
Yeah.
So we had some hope, and then Friday, you had the idea to make the garage a trap.
I said, well, why? I said, you know what? They like to go underneath things and stuff. I said, why don't they just kind of creak up the garage door a little bit? Put some food and some shelter stuff in there, about 3 feet in or so, and that way he's in good.
Yeah.
And whatever cats come through, and we'll just sit there Friday night and watch and see if we'll come back.
So we had
if that black cat will come back.
So we opened up the garage just a little bit,
propped it open,
just enough for a cat to crawl under.
Yeah.
We have shelters in there, a heating pad, to help keep him warm
Food
if he
and
goes in
water.
there. Food and water bowls.
And then I sprinkled some of his
dirty litter.
used dirty litter from his cat box on the all in
like around the doorway.
Yeah, just
and
in
then
front.
we also, because I read online and people were saying to put like dirty laundry.
Yeah.
Where you want them to go back. So you were watching off and on, and I was exhausted.
So here's what
I
happened.
was sleeping
we were
on the
both,
couch,
and you were coming out with the cold.
And I was starting to get my cold. Yeah.
So we sat down on the couch. I put in an episode of on the Roku of the Big Chuck and Little John show. We had to eat. I was so hungry, so we actually got some food, but it was even hard to eat. Like, it was like I wasn't eating normally at all. I could barely eat food again. Because I was so nervous. My stomach.
I was trying to get you to eat. Yeah, I'm like, you have to eat something. You need energy to fight Earl.
I forgot what we had, but.
So yeah. Anyway,
I'm sitting here watching. I'm thinking. I'm on the couch, and you're here. Janet's here.
Aw, Lele Horseshoe. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Earl, a black cat with eyes like a gem, roamed far from its home, and then, with a leap and a bound, it was homeward bound to the warmth of its bed again. Aw, thank you.
Before we get to the actual rescue, we were dealing with a lot of, we were talking about how if this is going to be it, like if we may never see him again, but at the same time we have to always try to find him. But then there's that chance that we may never see him again.
Well, and then we were talking about, even if we couldn't save Earl, we have to try to help other outside kitties.
Right, because we were seeing, this opened our eyes to doing that.
Because we saw a lot of other outside kitties running around while we were trying to find Earl.
Yeah, never really realized it.
When we see our neighborhood, people taking care of the outside kitties.
Doing very nice things for the
Doing very nice things. It's like we wanted to do that too.
All this time we could have done something like that.
So we need, and we had one outdoor shelter, but I don't think they use it. But you know what? We will put some food out sometimes.
Yeah, and some neighbors, in neighborhoods all over the place, I think they frown upon that too because you attract rodents or attract strays, and but look,
But there's a lot of people that dump off cats and just abandon.
Or what if one darted out and it needs a little?
What if someone else out there is looking for their baby Earl too?
Right, and there definitely is happening.
And that if you have food and shelter set up, they could at least survive a cold winter night.
Yeah.
So, hopefully they're found.
So here's something else that happened too.
We'll talk about that Friday night when you saw about the window.
Well, so this didn't help either though. Let me find that.
Okay.
So somebody wrote me. I saw we're sitting there and I got a text. When was that? That was this day. I didn't get rid of it. Here we go. So I hear my text go off, and it's somebody wrote, "Hello, I'm Teresa from Toledo, and my boyfriend has your cat, and now he's out of town, but your cat is locked up in his house and starving. He stole your cat around the name of our street avenue, claiming he's a stray cat. My boyfriend lives in Cleveland, which is where your cat is locked up. I wanted to use this opportunity to get your cat back to you before he gets back tomorrow, because he never plans on returning him and is going to give your cat away to his drug-addicted cousin when he gets back." Now, this you don't need to see. I know it, and I knew right away it was a scam.
There's a lot of scammers online, and there's a lot of terrible people that post crap like that. So if you post in the local online groups or on the Pet Finder website,
they look for that.
They will target people like that, and they will do that and say, "Oh, I'll give you your cat back if you send me this much money."
Right. So even though I know it's a scam,
it's total BS.
What I did was
total BS. But we didn't believe it.
No. So what I did was I just searched this email because they did like a SMS thing where they use an email to send me a text, which is again very
and it's
sus.
Like it's super sus.
So all I did was I Googled that email address and it came up on a Facebook group. And then I went to that Facebook group and then put that same email in that Facebook group, found it, and the exact same format, different names.
Sends it to other people.
So it's totally a scam. It was at Texas. Someone got the exact same thing.
Well, and can you imagine, what if you're really distraught and you're not thinking clearly and you get a message like that and then you get scammed out of money?
It doesn't put you, your mood's already bad.
And it makes the situation even worse. That is an evil person that does that. That's super evil.
So F you, whoever did that.
Yeah. They could go... they could go...
Burn an H. eat double hockey sticks. Anyway,
I don't want to say
so
what I think
all
they
this
should
is
do.
going on. So this is part of the whole thing, you know. I mean, this is like within a 2-day period. And so fast forward to Friday, which didn't come fast enough. Like we said, Friday night on the couch. This was about
ate some takeout food.
Oh yeah.
I'm falling asleep because I feel cruddy.
Yeah.
You're keeping watch off and on,
No.
checking the window.
So here's what happened.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, we set up the garage and everything, but I was exhausted.
You were exhausted too.
And I'm like, you know what? I could lay in. It was like about 10 o'clock. It was getting on to 10 o'clock. I said I could lay here, or I could just go over to the window there, bring my blanket because it was freezing that night too.
Yeah.
Thursday night, or Friday night, and I put the Monster Channel in on the background on my computer, so I could have something to watch just to keep me up. Watch in the background as I look out the window. At about 11 o'clock, the cat show starts. Some black and white, spotty stray cat with the collar comes up, sniffing around. Looks like it's spraying things or whatever, trying to anyway. Looking under the garage, and then I notice there's a fat, we call it Fluffy Tail, another stray around here that is in the garage. Mm-hmm. And then about 11:30, Friday the 13th, and there was even a full moon. I see a little black cat coming up to the garage, and I'm like, oh boy, this is too good to be true.
And you woke me up. You're like, Earl's back.
I said,
Earl's
Janet,
back.
get up. I think this is Earl. Earl's back.
I jumped up.
And I said, be quiet.
Threw my coat on real quick.
Yeah, I said, watch him.
I'm trying to get bundled up so we could go out there.
We're watching him, and he starts sniffing the litter.
This was like 11 o'clock at night on Friday.
It was like 11-ish.
Friday the 13th.
Right. So he's sniffing the litter. I'm like, look at him. He's like, I think he recognizes the scent. Then he goes because I had most of the front of the garage blocked off, and you can only really go into this one area, this little aisleway. So they couldn't just go anywhere because we got a lot of junk in our garage.
Yep.
So he kind of follows the trail sort of, and he goes underneath the door to where the food net was. And I said, is he all the way in there? You're like, yeah. But then I go outside, and now we have snow and ice on the ground.
It's like 16 degrees outside. He runs out in his socks.
No, I had my shoes on first, but the shoes were like snow,
Oh, it was making a crunching sound.
So I said, I don't care. I took my shoes off. I just had socks on, and I'm kind of like tiptoeing, trying to do that thing.
He's like tiptoeing in his socks in 16-degree weather.
I didn't care. I did not care.
I'm watching the window.
I said, we're trapping this little sucker.
So you close the door, and I run out. And we're making sure the door's shut and he can't escape the front.
It kind of shut almost about 4 inches. I'm like, I don't want a chance in squeezing.
So we put stuff in front so he couldn't get out through the front.
I said, just whatever you can grab, throw it in front of the front of the damn door. And then I went to the side or the back of the garage where we have an access door, and I opened that up. And you came in through there too, and we're like, let's call him and see if it's Earl.
After a couple of minutes of us going, Earl, come on, baby.
He ran right through my legs down the aisle because I was towards the back, and then he went underneath this a chair that we have there.
Yeah.
And we heard that his
little
Earl
squeaky
squeak.
meow. Yeah.
And you just knelt down. This all happened within under 5 minutes.
Yeah, within a few minutes. It just happened so quick.
The funny thing is, here's the funny thing, is that this garage is packed to the gills with just stuff. I'm like, you know what's going to happen right now? I am going to unload this garage
He
to the
was
backyard.
ready to take every piece of whatever junk.
I did not care.
Yeah.
We're going to see if this is our
But luckily, we didn't have to take everything out of the garage to find him.
And as soon as I was thinking of doing that, that's when he ran down the aisle.
He came out after a few minutes. and I scooped him up. And he was shaking in my arms. He was shaking.
Yeah. So
we brought him in the house. We were holding him a little while.
God.
We brought him over to your mom so your mom could see that he's here. She was kissing on him.
It was like, and it was like it was like a movie or something. It didn't seem real.
It was so weird.
It was the exact opposite of what was going on for us today. I'm so grateful
he's back home with us. I'm so grateful.
It was just too much
because it was so much stress, and we both felt terrible because we thought, oh my gosh, this poor little creature. We felt like we let him down.
Yes, and you're going through all that, what could I have done better? I mean, because the thing is, it's like anything else. I think that's what they say. People just take things for granted. Everything's just going one way forever, and then as soon as it changes, boom, it's like, what could I have done? You start getting into that whole cycle. But another thing that came up was like, I was like, not that I want, and when I do nice stuff for anybody, or when I do things, I do it because I want to do it without ever expecting anything back from the universe or God or nature or whatever is out there, that like karma, whatever. Like I don't do it for that.
Yeah, yeah.
I do it, but I said it just would be nice.
Because it's the right thing to do.
I said it just would be real nice if that would. Now maybe I gotta. And I called it out.
Well,
I said
I was trying to do. Like there's like all that. There's a lot of people online that and there's different books about positive thinking and like setting those what you want in your mind to try to achieve your goals, imagining like more positive outcomes in hopes that happens. I kept imagining like
him there,
me holding him, like he's coming back and I'm going to carry him in. Yeah. I kept hoping I'd be doing that.
But yeah, I just
and we did. It worked. And I got to carry him back in the house.
Of all days, Friday
I ate
the
a
13th,
whole can of Fancy Feast.
He wouldn't stop eating when we brought him in.
Yeah. So he's good now. Now, we didn't hear back from the vet today, so I'm going to call the vet in the morning to try to get him in. Yeah. They were going to let us know if there's any cancellations so they could get us an appointment.
Yeah. We think he might have a little bit of PTSD or something like that. Bless you. It seems like he's a lot less, lot less vinegar in him. He's more docile.
He's been resting a lot. He's been eating a lot. Yeah. And he's just been kind of
laying by that warm vent a lot.
Yeah. And today he was playing with me a little bit. But yeah, he's not playing as much. I think because he was like so scared.
Yes.
It's like taking him a little while to like, snap out of it.
But he has been laying on my chest at night and everything.
Thank you, Amanda.
He's a little bit more attentive too.
Thank you, Tough. So let's read comments.
Okay, so that's it. We got Earl back. So, everything turned out okay.
So we're just so grateful he's back.
And I know the odds were kind of in our favor because the more if you find out more stuff about like how like there's a 70% return, the cats return home and
75 from what I read online.
So it's pretty
high. As long
high.
as you are vigilant and try to like get what we did, have food out, shelter out,
everything.
Have like stuff out that he would be familiar with, like the dirty litter. Our laundry.
Yeah. And again, I know they're not watching, but thank you so much to some of the people in our neighborhood that reached out to us.
Yeah.
Called us about seeing.
We're really grateful for our friendly neighborhood cat people who reached out to us and called us. Anyone who called to tell us that they saw a black cat.
It gave us hope.
It did. It really gave us hope.
Because you're always, and I've heard people on the news, they talk about losing. Even I can't even imagine losing a person or having that go missing. That got to be 20 times worse. But if you don't have anything that they're not gone, you have to have that hope. And we just dealt with a little bit of that. But my God, it was just so crazy. But thank you everybody, and we're gonna thank them.
You for all the kind words and everything. Yeah. Like when we did post it online, everyone was so nice and understanding.
Online that reached out, our friends and virtual friends and people on Facebook and whatnot.
Yeah,
you all were real kind out there in Mummy Monkey Land. We totally love it, and we didn't know what was gonna happen with the show, any of that. We thought
I wouldn't even care about the show or anything because my only focus was I want Earl back.
Yeah, it was all my energy.
I didn't feel like doing anything.
All of our energy was going to go to try to find this little boy.
Yeah.
This lost little
I had cat. eBay orders. I just let him sit for a day or two. I'm like, I don't even want to do this.
It was just
on Thursday, I started to pack some things up. I'm like, okay, I got to get that shipped out at least.
And we got to do our
I have to try to do our regular daily routines, but it was tough.
Because then we thought, too, some of it's kind of his fault because, and you start thinking like that.
And then you get a little mad, like, why the hell did he run out? Yeah. Like, you little jerk, why did you run out?
To kind of rationalize like it's a human being.
Yeah.
And then we thought about some of the dumb stuff we did as kids that, I had a few things like that I did.
Where you were a dumb kid around
to my mom,
scared your mom.
Well, it didn't run away necessarily, but one of them was me just being a little bastard, and basically we were downtown Cleveland. I might have been about 7 at the time, but I remember it. And I was not happy. It was just me and my mom, downtown, and I was mad at her for something. We were waiting on a bus to take us home from downtown Cleveland. Public Square, right down there in front of the Terminal Tower. And, or May Company, whatever was next, or Higbee's. And, the bus was there. I think it was our bus. That I don't remember that part, but I remember running on behind her. She didn't see me run on the bus, and all I remember is ducking down behind a seat. And then my mom comes on the bus, goes, "Did a little kid run in here?" And someone behind me was like, "Is this your kid right here?" And I'm like, and I just kind of came up, and she's, "Oh boy, that was a night." I know I got your
butt beat.
But But I did that, you know.
Yeah.
And then another time, me and my brother ran off to see some friends of ours. My mom said, you can't go out. We were little, and we got lost.
Uh-oh.
But the police athletic league guys found us. Thank God they were pal and not something else. But crazy stuff. So it happens, you know. I don't know.
So, yeah, we're just
so
glad he's back. And there's a ton of comments.
Let's
I'm going to start
some
reading some
Go
comments.
back in time there.
Um,
I'll be right back.
Amanda says, so happy about Earl. Are you bringing the kitty on, says Matthew. Yeah, he's still there. He's on the couch right there, curled up. We're just letting him sleep. You know, he was up at about a little bit this afternoon. I gave him some food. And now he's just chilling. Cats sleep a lot anyway. But I could tell he's just like a little bit off because he went through a lot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was overwhelming. You gonna read some stuff?
Yeah. Let's see. Connie says, woohoo, Earl, happy's back. Yeah, we are too. Drogger, hello everyone. So happy to hear about Earl. Yeah, thank you so much.
I'm like, okay, our life is back. We can go. I shot right back up.
Here's a good question. Seth says, have you had all the cats since kittens? Where did you get them? So Earl we've had since he was a kitten. Louie I adopted about 10 years ago, and the vet at the time told us that he was about 1, maybe 2 years old. So Louie is around 11, maybe 12 years old now.
And I got Jack when he was about a year old too. He was about a year, I think. I adopted
Louie
him.
and Jack are about the same age. And Louie came from the outside world, and when I had him at my old house, he would run off for a couple hours, but then he would always come back wanting to go inside and get shelter and get pets and get food.
Yeah, Louie is a different cat altogether.
Louie knows to stay nearby to come home.
Yeah, he won't even go out. Like if it's snowing, he'll just stare at the stoop and go no and come back.
As time went on, I'll walk around the yard with him, and he can go outside with me as long as he's supervised.
Yeah.
But
and he likes it. He likes to be when we're near.
He likes it that you're with him.
Yeah.
He's like, oh boy, we could go for a walk together.
The best is when you're out there with them in the backyard or wherever, and then you're like sort of like in the back, and then when I come out, he comes running up to me like a dog.
Yeah, he recognizes you.
I love that.
I don't know, Earl. Earl didn't recognize us.
Yeah, he was. It didn't matter.
I think he was just too scared.
Yeah, stranger danger,
Yeah. Connie says, I remember when Earl came into everyone's life.
Now he's back. Dang it. That little stinker.
Jim says, I'm glad he came home. Yeah, us too. Thank you. His first night out was very cold. Yes, it was.
It was, and snowed, and he'd never been in any of that.
Gary says needed one of those drones to look for him.
Oh, God. That's actually everybody.
Maybe that's why all those drones showed up.
We didn't want to tell everybody, but that's what they're for. They were like getting ready to come over here to look for Earl.
You could get a collar that is designed to house an Apple AirTag with GPS, says Gene.
Right. We were wondering about implants and stuff like that, but they don't make it. You need a battery for it. They don't make an implant that they can trace a GPS implant. Yeah. But they have collars that have all that, which is kind of neat, just as long as nobody takes it off of it.
Well, he's never worn a collar.
He won't like it.
And he doesn't like to wear collars. And then we know of another neighbor kitty who has worn like 10 different collars because he somehow finds a way to take the collar off.
Yeah. Yeah, Bone Jangler, you're right about that scam. It is despicable, unbelievable that people would just prey on someone's sorrow and not feeling, in their time of anguish,
Bruce says, so glad he's safe. We love our shadow. He's been an indoor kitty for a year now. Aw, kitties. Fish Paws. I usually stay quiet and in the background, but I'm so happy you got your kitty back. Thank you, Fish Paws.
Thank you, yeah. We are too.
That's a cute name.
It's just, so now the doting, the non-stop helicopter parenting.
Yeah, so now we are helicopter pet
parents.
Earl?
Where's Earl? Is he over there?
Yes.
Make sure that room's blocked off.
And now, before we leave the house to do anything, are all the kitties here?
We're going to do a head count.
Yes, because that morning, we stepped out to go do some shopping, and we just assumed everybody was in the house.
Like we did for the past 6 years. I mean,
yeah,
it was
like we didn't think anything about it.
We've been away,
The only thing that was different is usually early in the morning, Earl will want to run around and play with you a little bit.
Yeah, so he's there in the morning.
But I didn't see him that morning. I just thought he was sleeping or something.
So I think he slipped out early in the morning.
So he must have slipped out way early in the morning before we woke up.
And it doesn't matter how,
and then
we're working on that.
That morning, Louie was wanting to go outside, and it was snowing. And I'm like, no, Louie, it's snowing.
Was it snowing? A little bit.
A little bit. And he kept wanting to run out. And I'm like, no, Louie. I think he was trying to tell us that he got out.
And the weirder thing is, right before we took off, I thought I saw a black tail. Because we have black squirrels around here, too.
Yeah. Black or brown, all different squirrels.
But I saw from the corner of the house, I thought I saw a black tail go. I'm like, remember I said, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah. Because at first you're like, is that a cat tail?
Yeah. And I said, oh,
it was a fluffy little squirrel tail.
But it kind of foreshadowed what was going to happen, right?
Right.
Too weird. Yeah, I was hoping for a Hallmark or Disney movie ending, and we got one. And I couldn't be more happy about that. It turned everything around.
Matthew, thank you. Matthew gave us a super chat, too, for the Earl Treats Fund.
Yummy. He'll love it.
Yes, he loves his treats.
Thank you.
John says that he plans for a special pre-Christmas show.
You know it. We're working on that tonight.
Yes.
We're back in the mood. Christmas is back on. Everything's back on.
Yeah.
What was
Kirk
nice?
Harrington for the Pamper Earl Fund. Thank you.
Oh, wow, Kirk. Thank you.
Thank you, Kirk. That's very sweet.
Yeah.
I just checked on my Kookie. Is that how you say that name?
Where?
Kookie?
Oh.
He is sleeping in the closet. This is tough.
That's a cute. Is it a name or a breed? I don't know.
Is that the
It must be the
name of your cat or dog?
Kookie. It's cute.
So yeah, we're definitely going to get Earl checked out at the vet very soon in the near future, along with his big brother Louie.
Yeah.
Because Louie's getting a little bit older and he's been sneezing a lot, so we just want to make sure little guy's okay.
And it was such a nice feeling to have him back that Friday night, and then Saturday when it was like we just chilled, we just kept everything down. I mean, we're making plans on how to make the place safer for everybody. And
yes, we're gonna have some doorways secure so kitties can't open the door and run out.
And then we were so warm and cozy. We got pizza and had a lot of fun. We watched the Monster Channel, watched the Bone Jangler Christmas stuff that night.
Yes.
And it was great. Earl was sitting right on the rug
and
watching.
Earl was sitting right there.
Right when the Christmas Dungeon came on, that was pretty neat. So it was like everything felt right again. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was starting to feel more normal, but
now
I got a cold, so I'm trying to get rid of that.
I'm surprised I didn't get anything.
In the past couple days, I've like all weekend, I was mostly just hanging out on the couch in my pajamas.
Yes, we're talking about you. Yeah, we got to get him looked at.
So I'm doing a little bit better, and pacing myself with work.
It takes a lot out of you.
I'll do a little bit of work, and then I'll have to go and take a nap.
So yes, after we end this, we're probably gonna slink upstairs and go through material and see what we're gonna do for a show this Friday.
Yeah, so we're gonna switch gears now. Now that we're done telling the Earl story.
Okay, sorry to bore you.
We're gonna talk about Mummy and Monkey plans.
What was that 45? Oh my God, it was
an hour of Earl.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, we are those crazy cat people.
Well, yeah, and I really wanted to talk about this. I hope we didn't bore him, but we just had to talk about it, because people were asking us stuff, and it's just easier.
He came back to us on Friday the 13th under the light of the full moon.
Around 11:30ish.
Way to be dramatic, girl.
Right before midnight.
Yeah.
And incredible. It's like
it was such a weird week, but full moon out, so maybe that explained everything.
Well, I don't care. I'm just happy it ended the way it did.
I'm just so glad he's here.
For all the selfish reasons.
Now we need more good things, more positivity. So.
Okay, so Mummy and the Monkey
Good vibes.
Show.
Yeah. Mummy and the Monkey Show. So in December was cut short. We still want to show another indie film.
Yeah.
Because
I started working on that one.
You started working on it, and then Earl made his escape. And then all hell broke loose.
We needed to.
So
there's just no
that is put on the back burner. And we will play that.
Well, that was the night too. We found him. I mean, we couldn't do it. I mean, we found the night of the. We would have.
No,
we
at 11 o'clock. No freaking way could I have done a show without my baby Earl here.
You can't even think.
No,
I couldn't even.
I needed my baby Earl back.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead. I cut you off.
Oh, the indie movies we're gonna put a pause on. It's kind of like on the back burner. So in December, didn't quite happen, but that's okay. We will play another indie film in January after the first of the year.
That's a good one, too.
And it's a good movie, so we'll have to just work on that later on for a future episode.
But people are into the holiday stuff, so
for the next... I don't know if we're doing I don't know if we're going to be live right after Christmas, maybe.
What are you talking about? Oh,
we will do a show this Friday, is what I'm saying.
The pre-Christmas show. Because Christmas is on a Wednesday.
Christmas is next Wednesday?
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah.
Jeez,
right?
Where'd the time go? It's craziness, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to do a show this Friday, but it's going to be like nostalgic, holiday, Christmassy, wintertime stuff. So
Maybe not a movie, right?
maybe not a full movie.
It'll be those like Tobor movie, whatever, things like that.
Maybe just some shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to do that this Friday, some holiday shorts.
Yeah, because New Year's is on. Oh, we're talking about doing a New Year's show. We were debating that too, where they're going to be live New Year's Eve night.
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out for New Year's and for after.
Which is on a Monday.
Christmas.
Monday night is New
Monday
Year.
night?
No,
is
Tuesday night is New Year, 31st.
Oh, okay.
So the Tuesday, yeah, because today
This
is...
time of year is just all wacky with the holidays, with everything being hectic. And then,
next Wednesday's Christmas.
Yeah, and then that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take those 2 days. I'm going to have a nice vacation, baby. Look at that.
9 more days until Christmas. Yeah, and we haven't finished our shopping yet.
Well, I wasn't even thinking
I
about
didn't
it.
even care about Christmas shopping. I was just like, I want Earl back.
We have time to run out and get a few things maybe this weekend. And like I said, I got what I wanted for Christmas.
All those material things don't matter.
We mentioned that too.
You
We
know?
were like, that's what we want for Christmas.
We just want our baby
Earl back
boy.
safe.
We wanted our baby boy back.
I thought it was going to take a lot longer if it ever was going to happen, and I just couldn't be happier with the timing, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
It's just what we needed, because that derailed everything. I don't know how I could have...
Yeah, I get it.
How we could have gotten through it all. But anyway.
So, yeah, maybe like a one of the Christmas carols, some of those shorts we're going to play.
The Vincent Price one, yeah.
Maybe that
deck.
Vincent Price one
That's
could
a good
show.
one.
Some stuff that we played maybe a couple years ago that we could bring back.
Mm-hmm. We'll probably do it in the living room here again and, fancy up Christmas it up a little more. And
Travis says, family, both cats and humans, are the important part of Christmas. Yes.
of course.
It's not about the commercialism. It's not about shopping and presents.
All right, Linus.
Presents are great, but when you've got stuff like that going on, it really puts things into perspective.
You can't enjoy anything if you're,
It's not about the, really, it's not about the
was.
presents.
No.
Yeah. It's about just being with your friends and family.
Yeah, it's
that.
nice to have all that, as much as possible because that's what it's all about. But anyway, so we will do a show this Friday, and then figure out the next week after that, and then New Year's. Maybe not do a show the next Friday, but do a New Year's show, whatever.
Yeah, we'll sort it out. We'll post it online. And then I had over the weekend 23 eBay orders.
Now we're going into eBay?
We could talk about eBay a little bit and do a little bit of a show and tell.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we could show some things we sold.
Yep, go ahead.
Let's do that.
eBay.
eBay now.
Woo. Earl Bay.
Earl Bay.
That's what the E stands for.
Well, let's see. Oh, are you petting him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the little guy. Okay. Yeah, little boopity oop.
Okay, buddy.
Okay, so you sold this thing. What is this?
It's me?
Yes.
This is a user manual for a 1956 Cessna 140. It's an owner's manual for an aircraft. Vintage, obviously. And I think this thing sold for $35. So that was cool. A little beat up, but I mean, where else are you going to find that? I'm sure that people collect that stuff, and people still probably fly those planes. It's like the classic cars. People probably have the classic planes,
Or people that are just really are into airplanes.
Yeah.
They
memorabilia.
They like the ephemera, the memorabilia.
Yeah. What's the next one?
So there's that, and then I need to fix this. What happened here? Oh, I know what happened. Hold on.
You clicked the wrong. Yeah.
There we go. I'm learning. Okay.
You can resize it.
How does this do?
You could click it to scale or transform.
Transform?
Fit to screen.
There
you
it
go.
is.
Boink.
Okay.
Well, no, you're on something else. You hit it, but you can't see it.
Here, you do it.
Okay. Oh boy. So you could I think you could probably just click and drag this too. I think you can. Or you locked it. This one you locked down.
Oh, how did I do that?
You locked it. Which one did you do?
It's that guy.
You didn't lock it.
So how do we make it big?
So hey now. You don't know how old you're married? Didn't I do that? Shame on you. Then
how do you make it do?
How you do that though?
How does that work?
I would lock. So you turn them all off, but if you lock them,
darn
then you don't have that problem.
Crap.
There's a lot of stuff here. I'm sorry, everybody. It doesn't matter really, does it?
No, not really. So you can
Hold
talk.
on a minute.
Transform. No, it won't let you do it now.
Because I don't know what's going on with this. Anyway, so this
Maybe
thing is.
center. Can you center it at least?
I can't even grab it. It must be locked.
I don't know what you mean by locked.
It isn't locked. I can't do anything with it.
It's just weird.
Anyway, forget it. Okay, so forget about it. So this thing is a.
It's a necklace.
A necklace.
He sold a costume jewelry necklace.
Part of it's
made by a company called Monet.
Yeah, part of it's even missing. I had it up for one. What did I have it up for? I sold it for $125. I think I had it up for $150. But yeah, that sold for $125.
Some vintage costume jewelry pieces are sought after. And that's not real gold or silver or anything.
No,
it's just costume jewelry.
Tone, yeah, gold tone costume jewelry.
Yeah, and that sold for how much?
$125.
Woohoo!
Yep, that was pretty nice little sell.
That's pretty good. And then this guy, I don't know. All your images are weird.
Well, I just took a screen cap. You're supposed to scale them when you put them in there. That's what I always do.
Okay, let's try.
If you've selected it, I don't know that you selected it. It might be locked. If it's locked, you can't transform it.
Okay, it won't let me do it.
Anyway.
But anyway, what's this?
This is a vintage 12-inch metal Miami, Florida Booster World's Playground license plate cover. That sold for $75.
Woohoo!
Found that for like $2 at a thrift store.
That's cool.
Did you get the card? That's the coolest one. I wish you could blow these up. This is...
I think it's the file or something.
No.
Can I at least center it?
That you're grabbing something else.
It won't let me move it.
That's not even what you're grabbing. I don't know what you're grabbing there.
Well, I'm trying to grab the picture.
But this one was good. This was a car. It's shaped like it's a mouse. It's a computer mouse, but it's it's by Road Mice. It's called. It's a red Ford Mustang with the white stripe. That sold. I bought that for $4 at the same day. I think I bought that license plate cover. I forget. But that was $4, brand new in the box at a thrift store. It sold for $250.
Whoa.
Yep. Very cool sale.
for a mouse?
In the box, brand new, never opened. Yeah, they're collectible as hell. They were given out by dealerships, I think.
Ford Mustang.
Yeah.
And maybe it was like a promotional
It's
thing.
a dealership thing. You couldn't buy it in the store, I don't think.
There's a lot of car people.
But I saw some sell for $100 or 125 other ones. And I'm like, this has got the red. It's red with the white stripe. I said, I'll just try for $250, and that's sold.
Super cool.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got some of mine I'm going to share.
Okay.
See, mine are working.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is from the 1960s. It's dated in 1967. Barbie Francie. Francie was like Barbie's cousin. So this is an outfit for your Francie doll, or part of the outfit. It's like the little raincoat, the little green shoes, and a little hair extension. And that went for $42.92. And I have a 15% off coupon. I think it went for around $35 for just for that little dolly thing.
Wow.
So that's a fun thing, and they're easy to ship out, and they don't take up a lot of room, which I like. So there's that, and then this next one. This isn't a big sale, but I love selling stuff like this. It's like bread and butter items, but they're fun. This is really cute. Vintage Big Boy Coin Piggy Bank. It's dated 1973, about 9 inches tall. Just super cute, nostalgic. It went for $12 plus shipping. So there's that guy. And then this, oh, no, we already saw that. Okay, this is something that I bought many years ago when I was in my 20s at maybe Borders, one of those bookstores back in the day. I still like reading manga, but I had this manga book. It's a Japanese comic book, and it sold for $50. Someone offered me $50 plus shipping, and I took it. And it's Museum of Terror Volume 2, I believe. Tomi 2, and it was like spooky stories, kind of horror themed. So I thought that was cool, and I was thinning out my collection, and yeah, that sold for $50. So check your old comic books and manga books. You never know, you might have something collectible. Okay, and then this next one, I picked these up at a yard sale for $5 each. I think I bought 4 or 5 pairs, whatever they had left. And this sold for $40. I had it for $48 or best offer. Someone offered me $40. And these are from 1990. Levi's 506 acid wash denim jeans. So they're like straight leg, it has the acid wash look, and they still have the original tags. Those jeans are super cool. And yeah, those sold for $40 plus shipping. So, okay, I'm going to put us back on.
All right. I was just loving up the little guy.
There we go. And here we go. And let's check some comments. People are saying, "Well, awesome, good sales." Loved Big Boy Burger, says Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
Similar items. I see them on second set auctions online. Big Boy makes a vinyl dolls on there. Oh yeah, that's an auction site. I think they're local. I think they're Clevelanders.
Mm.
So those are some sales. But yeah, I packed up 23 things. You had some things to go out.
Yeah.
So I think collectively we probably had like 30 packages going out today.
Yeah.
So it's like people buying maybe last minute gifts.
I just sold a pack of Star Trek game cards or something for this game. Red something. What's it called? Those were for $65. Red Alert customizable disc game, and I
that's an old computer game. That one's really popular.
I bought those for I think they were like $3 or $4 a piece. I bought like 3 of those sealed packs from some garage sale we went to this year.
Cool.
$65.
Woohoo!
Not too bad.
That's cool.
I'll take that sub.
Yep, so we're just, now that things are starting to feel more normal, we're planning stuff for Mummy and the Monkey. We're trying to do a little bit of eBay too. Mm-hmm. Just trying to get things back in order. And,
why do they pay $16 to ship that little card box? I'll probably have to send them a refund, a little bit of a refund.
Sometimes, I noticed, eBay overcharges people with shipping.
This thing is like this big. It's a little
like
box.
If you overestimate the size or the weight just a little bit,
yeah,
the pricing is outrageous for shipping. So like I sent out, what was it? It was a small item where they ended up paying $20 in shipping, and it only cost like around maybe
$7,
maybe $8 or $9. So I refunded them the $10.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
nice.
added the note. Yeah, you were overcharged. Sorry about that. Here's a partial refund. And when people buy multiple items in my store, I like to do combined shipping and offer a discount, especially if it's like items. So like if someone's buying several Barbie doll outfits or several VHS tapes, I'll lot them up together and offer free or discounted shipping for the other things, depending on what's going on.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to add?
Just got to get back to it, Got lots to do still around here. Work on the show. I don't know.
So, yeah, we'll look over some things in the next day or two for the show this Friday. And then we are hoping to have another skit. We'll see how it goes.
Yes, we have a Stasha skit planned, Wiki Bobby. Don't you worry about that.
Yes, we are trying to make a new Stasha Christmas skit.
There will be one. Yeah, we got an idea. We just got to shoot it. And it's a fun little simple one, so it'll be good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotta paint that thing and then make a little bit of a prop, so it'll be cool.
So I'm gonna.
You got to get well soon.
Yes, I'm gonna have. We have. You made me some soup in the crock pot yesterday.
Oh yes.
That was very sweet of you.
You're welcome, baby.
So I'm gonna have some soup tonight. Some leftover soup for dinner with some bread and butter.
Oh. Oh, we have to decorate the Christmas ladder. That's a funny idea.
The Christmas ladder. That's funny. Yeah, the ladder should show up somewhere.
It just might.
Add that in one of our videos.
It just might.
That's our a new inside joke.
I love it.
Warm Verners. Janet works every time. Warm Verners?
I've heard people
warm
heat up
ginger ale?
Dr. Pepper. Remember we saw that it's somewhere down south. It's a thing.
I usually just have tea and soup.
Not for anything.
I had a cup of tea earlier today.
But warm Verners. You mean warm up the Verners or just drink at room temperature?
And then I've been drinking every day those vitamin. What are those called? Like Emergency.
Yeah.
But the knockoff store brand. Like those vitamin C.
Yeah.
You add it to your water.
What was that one? Air something?
Airborne.
Airborne. Yeah.
And it's same idea, but
plenty of soup.
Yeah, try to load up on vitamin C.
Soup and chowder weather. It is.
So, all right, guys, thank you so much for listening to our stories, listening to our podcast, chatting with us.
A bit of a spiel, and some more news coming up with the future of the show and where it could be seen. There's some stuff in talks right now, so. All kinds of things going on. Yeah,
we might be picked up by another channel soon, which is cool. So, yeah.
It should be fun.
So we'll have some info probably after the first of the year.
Yeah. So hopefully kick off the new year with some cool news, and we'll see. We'll see where things go, and hopefully things will get better for everybody. That's what we really want.
Yeah, and we hope that you guys are staying safe and warm wherever you are. And Please hit the like button if you like listening to us gab, and you can hit subscribe if you are not a subscriber to the channel.
Oh, that's good.
And double check your subscription. Make sure you're still subscribed, because I've heard of glitches where people get unsubscribed.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which I haven't seen yet, but other people told me about that once.
Weird.
And if you would like to, you could become a channel member, and that gives you access to behind the scenes videos and exclusive videos that we upload about once a week-ish, you know. And all right, thank you guys. Mwah.
Thank you.
See ya.
Yep, thanks guys. We'll see you Friday at the Hangout.
Bye-bye.